It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Los Angeles Clippers at Staples Center. For Los Angeles, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And now around the halfway point, the novelty of the new season has died down, and we're still a long way from the playoffs. Shaq, how do the players maintain focus through this stretch? How do you maintain focus? Have you maintained focus?
Easy. You're a pro, Ernie. Do your job. That's your job.
There you go.
You know, and not only that, you got to be a real competitor. You got to want to compete.
Yeah, good coaching, and the veterans can help you through this because the veterans have been here before. They can kind of lead you and guide you.
Do you feel focused right now?
Not at all.
No. Do you feel focused right now?
Never.
Well, that makes 3 of us. Here's Kevin Harlan. He's always focused.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the Western Conference on display, featuring the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. The Clippers hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. And, of course, Blake Griffin. He'll miss his rebounding in the middle.
And to say the deal changes the look and the feel of this franchise, quite frankly, is stating the obvious. They are a vastly different team than they were just a few days ago, obviously looking long-term rather than short.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. And it's Wiggins in at the small forward. Now here's Butler. Really played well against Memphis in his last outing. Butler against Bradley. Pass to Beverly. Jordan with a screen on Teague. And that one's good. Beverly. And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
Just 4 to shoot. Shoots from the line, and it comes off the front of the rim. On defense, Minnesota want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you'd have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
Here's Teague. Gallinari making his last shot. Towns, the pass to Wiggins. They set the screen. Gibson the screen. Off the screen. And it's Butler missing.
Tremendous defense. Boy, they're putting an emphasis on not giving him a clean look inside.
Bradley kicks to Beverly. Jordan sets the pick for Beverly. Back to Bradley from deep, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Well, this is a perfect example of how you want to run your offense. Disciplined but determined. Nice possession, Greg.
And Butler gets it to go.
Boy, after missing 3 straight, they finally get one to go down.
The Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. And Beverly kicks to Bradley. Feeds it to Harris. Over Wiggins. Jordan the screen. Harris dishes to Bradley. Over Butler. Bradley can't get it to go.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Now here's Bradley. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. Beverly for 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And you gotta like Beverly's shot selection, a quality scorer who cashes in when the D isn't up on it.
Teague against Beverly. Butler passes to Towns. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Yeah, this is one of the better catch-and-shoot bigs in the NBA already. Towns doing everything these days.
And Beverly kicks to Bradley. Jordan with the screen on Butler. Lobs it up for Jordan. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And how about the vertical of Jordan? Easily rising up for the timely alley-oop slam.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Butler, and he can certainly fill it up when they need him to. He's averaging almost 21 points a game.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
You're right. I mean, he's found his rhythm early. The defense has got to do a better job guarding him from this point on.
For 3, Harris, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Gibson the screen. Here's Towns. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard. Probably their weakest area in that game.
Got absolutely trounced on the glass. A lack of passion for an important aspect of the game.
Now here's Bradley. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns. Here's Wiggins. Here's Butler. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Harris.
Well, you almost feel bad for the defender here, right? He tries to challenge Jimmy Butler's shot, times it pretty well, but gets tricked by the pump fake.
Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
That free throw good from Butler.
Well, listen, Kev, we know this. Getting to the line has become such a big part of Jimmy Butler's game. I can't help but admire how he has put together a complete package of an NBA game. It's really a thing of beauty.
And so Butler nails both of them.
And the Clippers are known as a high wire act, and rightfully so with their stars. This team is also one that can at times lock it down defensively. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do on that side of the ball.
Now here is Harris. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated trying to get a way to stop him.
Timberwolves trail by 7. The Clippers not a team known for their defense, but quite often the last few years, it's been the deciding factor for them in games.
Yeah, and I think it starts with the pressure they place on ball handlers. They can throw double teams or pick up far out from the hoop. They've got shot blocking inside to erase mistakes as well.
T kicks to Gibson. Wants to get it to Butler and does.
Well, the reach of Avery Bradley on defense. This guy is terrific at making shooters feel uncomfortable.
Out to Harris. Lets the three fly. Sinks the three-pointer. Harris has got his second bucket tonight.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. About halfway into the season, Doris, teams are already separating themselves from the pack. What are some of the elements you are looking for right now as you take a look at those top teams and trying to figure out a championship contender?
So you know that line, it's about the economy, stupid. It's about the players, right? You got to have players. You got to have stars. The contending teams always have at least 2 or 3 stars. So let's begin there. The other part is you've got to have the right role players around the stars. Think about the Draymond Greens. Think about the Kevin Loves. Guys in those positions that are in support of maybe the guys who have the ball in their hands. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. There's got to be an unselfishness, a professionalism, a commitment, all the things that make championships possible on any number of levels.
Gibson with the steal. Here's Towns. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Oh, that's a strong finish, and Karl Anthony Towns will go to the line, try to put the cherry on top. Boy, how bright is the future for Karl Anthony Towns? The guy's already putting up 25 and 12 in his second year. This guy led every big man in double-doubles last year. He dominates every category you want a big man to impact.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Williams is checked in. On the free throw, no good. And talking about Towns, Doris, in his double-doubles last season, ended up being 3rd overall amongst all players, trailing only Westbrook and Harden. Not bad company at all.
Well, yeah, there's no question. It's amazing to me, Kev, how easy Karl Anthony Towns makes it look. He puts huge numbers up on a nightly basis, and to be honest, he's going to be regarded very soon as the best big man in the league.
And the Clippers making a change here. Teodosic is checked in. Bjelica, he checks in for Minnesota. Brooks comes in for T. Here's Williams, 11 points last game. Pass to Teodosic. Jordan with a screen on Brooks. To the paint. And the rejection by Towns.
Well, that play is so much about his reach and determination affecting the game defensively.
Shots good from Butler.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
There's the dish to Williams. Jordan with a screen on Butler. Outside Williams. To the wing on the left. 5 to shoot. And again, no good by the Clippers.
And a surprise he doesn't knock that down. Defense a little too lax that time.
Towns, no luck. Clippers leading by 5. Teodosic, the pass to Jordan. Here's Gallinari. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And as good as Gallinari can be on the offensive side, Greg, he's a bit of a one-way player.
Yeah, and Gallinari is best in a situation where you can kind of hide him on defense. You want him out there on the floor due to his genius in terms of the offensive game, but he can't hang with most starting caliber forwards defensively.
2 shots. Loose shots.
First one falls for him. And Doris, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves debuted their rebrand plans for this season.
Well, it was the right time, I think, to keep the logo fresh, and the team did a great job. You feel as if this will be the constant look for what is a new era in Minnesota basketball.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Marjanovic checked in for DeAndre Jordan, and it's Montrezl Harrell in for Harris. Molinari hits them both.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Here's Georges Hunt. That three off the mark. Clippers leading by 7. On the wing, Williams, guarded by Crawford. To the left wing. No one near Marjanovic as he lets it go. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And it's Brooks in the corner. Jang, a screen. Back to Crawford. Lets it go with the three. No good on the shot. And the Clippers will come the other way.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Oh, the 7'3" wingspan erases that shot. Nice by Gorgui Dieng.
Brooks outside. And there's the pass to Georges Hunt. Jang with a screen on Gallinari. Crawford with another miss. Los Angeles has gone 4 of 5 from three-point land to get things going here in the first. Gallinari attacking. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. And now an 11-point Clipper lead.
Man, hard to believe. Already they're staring at a double-digit lead, and we've just gotten started.
Boy, they have come out strong. They've controlled the pace, asserted their will. Wow.
And the Timberwolves call time here. Doors with every team looking to spread the floor, get that space. Most big men are being asked to increase their range. Is the practice time going into that taking away from working, for instance, on other fundamentals that a big guy should be working on?
Here's how you know this is for real. When you hear Dwight Howard talking about the fact that this guy is going to spend an entire summer trying to develop the range because he wants to extend his playing career.
Sure.
Dwight Howard at one time was the single most dominant back-to-the-basket, low-post center. They surrounded him with shooters. They put him in pick and roll, and he was an absolute monster. You know what? I don't know if it'll take away from the other fundamentals for the center. I do know that the role of center has drastically changed in the NBA.
For Minnesota, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. Clippers leading by 10. Here's Teodosic. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Williams can't hit.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Jang. The Clippers grab the miss. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they felled the Wolves.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
They were forced into tons of sloppy play, and I think they'll be looking to be more composed tonight.
The former Sixth Man of the Year in 2015, Lou Williams, can fill it up in a hurry.
Sweet Lou. I mean, he is a terrific shooter, uses that fadeaway to create some space, and he has really become a master at getting himself to the free throw line. He excels in this role in terms of creating efficient offense off the bench.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And Williams is sort of the classic instant offense guy. Whether he's coming off the bench or starting, he can provide a spark whenever they need one.
He's perfect from the line this time. So it's the Timberwolves now. A 12-point game. Brooks outside. George's Hunt kicks to Crawford. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
Well, we're accustomed to seeing this kind of selfless play from Gorgui Dieng. Sets his teammate with a beautiful screen.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Takes it from 10. And it's Williams again missing. Timberwolves trail by 10. Crawford outside. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Crawford's got 5 now.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Tom Thibodeau had a few minutes to share. They did get a win in the last game against this team, but he told me we're facing a dynamite offense. We were lucky to get a win the last time. We need to have discipline and detail tonight and try to minimize mistakes. Back to you, Kevin.
Great, David, thanks. There are some weapons they have to contain today, and Coach let his guys know it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of question as to what you have to do to be successful against this team. You've got to clamp down on D.
I think game prep is a little different when you're facing these guys. All the focus has got to be on slowing down their attack.
Clippers with the ball, following the 3 by Minnesota. Williams kicks to Harrell. From deep. Another miss by Williams.
At some point, he has to stop shooting. How is this helping his team?
Here's George's Hunt. But they get it back. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Brooks dishes to Dieng. Crawford kicks to Brooks. Passes it to George's Hunt. Dieng with a screen on Rivers. Just 5 on the clock. Dieng with a clean look. Wide open shot is on the money. Now just a 5-point Clipper lead.
Well, this is an excellent mid-range shooter. Dieng also likes to set his teammates from that spot.
And that does it for the first quarter. The Clippers on top, leading by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And a chance to hear from DeAndre Jordan, who talks about the inspiration he drew from head coach Doc Rivers.
Doc told me, you should be Defensive Player of the Year, not just for one time, but for multiple years. And I could tell that he wasn't trying to hype me up or just telling me that because I was his player. He really meant it. Once you have that confidence from somebody like that, you can only play well.
And you gotta love how the passion to play defense burns in DeAndre, and how Doc has stoked that fire with desire and inspiration. I mean, I have to believe we're going to see that confidence proven to be right.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
It was huge, no doubt, and it seems like they simply can't miss from downtown.
Crawford against Williams. Crawford, no luck.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now, Harrell is out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Williams. Then there's Austin Rivers. And it's Teodosic in at the point. And it's Bjelica with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Avery Bradley, he's checked in for Williams. Los Angeles leading by 7. Outside Bradley. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Teodosic, the pass to Marjanovic. And stolen by Jang. And here we go. Fast break. Crawford's got it. And he makes that one. Crawford's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Teodosic, the pass to Marjanovic. Over to the left wing. Here's Rivers. It's tipped. The Timberwolves another fast break chance here. And it's Brooks in the corner. Here's Georges Hunt. He's guarded by Rivers. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Doris, many teams want to push the pace now. I know you like that. Some do it better than others. What's the key, and you've done this in college, to being successful with an up-tempo scheme?
Well, I think obviously, one, you've got to have 3-tool players who are unselfish by nature. 3-tool meaning once you catch the basketball, you are a triple threat. You can pass it, you can score it, you can dribble it. You're able to be a playmaker in every instance, because once you allow people to spread the floor, and by that I mean the spacing is, there are 5 guys spread out maybe beyond the 3-point line, so the defenders are essentially on an island until a screen comes. You've got to be a triple threat on the catch to be successful in those pace and space systems. You got to be able to shoot it too, Kev. That's the key.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Teodosic, and he makes both free throws.
I think it's best to avoid putting this guy at the line if possible, but that's obviously easier said than done.
And Beverly kicks to Bradley. Pick by Harrell. Shot off the pick. And he gets the jumper to drop. Bradley's got 5 now.
Well, it doesn't matter the defender at this point. Avery Bradley is just too good and maintaining his balance well on the contested jumper.
T kicks to Crawford. Shoots over Bradley. And the whistle stops gameplay. It's not a clean block shot. Instead of shooting foul. And we'll see free throws coming up right here. The Timberwolves had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them. First free throw is good.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Wiggins is checked in. Both free throws good from Crawford. Clippers leading by 3. Beverly with the ball. He has 5. Harrell kicks to Marjanovic. Buries it down low. Marjanovic has got his 2nd bucket.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
Timberwolves trail by 5. Crawford outside. The feed to Jang. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Well, the thought was Zhang would never be much of a scorer, but I think he's changing people's minds.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Bradley kicks to Rivers. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Rivers has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Crawford outside. Dishes it to Wiggins. To the middle. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. So for the Clippers, Jordan comes in for Marjanovic, and Tobias Harris subbed in for Harrell. Minnesota also making some changes. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jang, and it's Jimmy Butler in for Jamal Crawford. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
And Gibson sends it back.
Boy, Gibson's so good at timing these rejections. Twice on the pipes from Taj.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Rivers dishes to Harris.
No, that's Teague using his athleticism well on the defensive end, making life very difficult right now.
Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field. Here's Beverly. 5 points in the game.
I would say Jeff Teague's jump shot is solid, maybe not elite, but one area where he is elite, guys, for a point guard is getting to the free throw line. Over the last 4 years, consider this, almost 5 trips to the foul line a game.
And Teague, an all-star in 2015. He is blazingly quick.
He really is, Kev. He's got that great first step. And as aggressively as this guy plays, he keeps a very mellow disposition. You rarely see this guy act ruffled.
2 shots.
That free throw missing. Doris, we're always talking about players developing their skill sets. What do you think is the hardest skill to develop as a broadcaster?
I think for me, the hardest skill to learn was to learn how to relax, to have fun, to not be anything but your most authentic self, because I think the viewer picks up on it. If you're forcing things, if you're trying to be another broadcaster that perhaps you like to emulate. So I'd say that was the hardest thing.
I always say broadcasting a basketball game is like a running conversation between two people because there's so much scoring and the rhythm and the flow of the game just lend itself to that.
At its best, you're 100% correct.
And it's Butler missing.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, "I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times." Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player.
Boy, you gotta appreciate the move. I know I did. Going to the finger roll to get the ball over the D.
Los Angeles shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
One shot, gentlemen.
Well, you think about Tom Thibodeau as the architect of so many great defensive teams. For Minnesota, it took some time on the defensive end, but he feels like this team is starting to turn a corner on that end.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And for Thibodeau, you simply can't play for him unless you exert maximum effort on defense. Doris, he can be tough but fair in what he demands.
Well, as long as you're willing to work hard every single day on every possession, you can play for Tom Thibodeau. This is a guy who constantly preaches the importance of the little things, and he wants proper defense to become second nature for his team.
The free throw drops for Towns.
And looking at Towns, And what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
The putback, great positioning on the putback.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Los Angeles leading by 4. It's Jordan on the wing. Back to Beverly. They set the pick. Here's Harris, and stolen by Wiggins. He feeds it to Towns. Beverly against Butler. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his 3rd assist on the night. Harris a screen on Teague. And Beverly kicks to Harris. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. And we'll examine here how the distribution has been between 3-pointers and 2-pointers tonight for Los Angeles.
They are shooting the lights out from beyond on really limited attempts. So you have to think they ought to feed those hot hands on the perimeter and see if they can keep this thing going.
The Timberwolves trail. T kicks to Gibson. Out left to the wing. Here's Towns. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
In the mid-range, rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
And Beverly kicks to Harris. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
And now a chance to look at Jimmy Butler. The past month has been surreal. 4th and 3-point field goal percentage, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And yeah, he's one of the dead-eye sharpshooters in the game for sure. A top 5 percentage guy from deep. Just a hard man to slow down. And it's Gibson, that time on the assist by Teague. Teague's got his 4th assist in this one.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Williams a screen. Jordan kicks to Harris. And they get it. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's on Jimmy Butler. The Clippers have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. Now here's Teague. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Outside Butler. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, such work ethic. Towns brutal on the offensive glass.
Kicks to Jordan. Harris outside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Towns. For Los Angeles, they have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
gentlemen. 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
He does a great job of drawing contact and getting himself to the line, something he didn't do in the first period.
Teodosic is checked in for the Clippers. Bielitsa, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Brooks comes in for Jeff Teague. And Harris drops them both. Minnesota with the ball. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game marks the start of a 5-game homestand, the longest of the season. Brooks, the pass to Butler. Jacks up a 3. The Clippers grab the miss. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. A baseline J. Goes back up. No good that time. Towns with the defensive effort. Brooks outside. Back to Towns. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Pass to Williams. Feeds to Gallinari. Outside Jordan. Harris outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots. Second shot opportunity. Jordan lays it up and banks it in. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Yeah, and it's the long arms of Jordan, staying active on the boards for these high percentage putbacks.
Wiggins against Gallinari. Towns the screen. Here's Butler. It's hauled in by Harris.
Hey, we're not seeing the best quarter by this guy, and he's lost his feel a little bit.
Gallinari in the corner. Down low, Jordan kicks to Harris. Rebound by Bielitsa.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Shots good by Butler. Butler's got 4 this quarter.
We call that the stop and pop, one of Butler's best tricks for losing a defender. That is nice.
Right side, Williams. 1:51 left to play here in the second quarter. The shot, no good. Wiggins against Gallinari. From the arc. And it's Wiggins missing. The Clippers trail.
Okay, now you've got to dial down the intensity a bit, right? That's his second foul, and we still got a ways to go before halftime.
The Clippers have attempted 11 free throws today and converted 8 of them.
Two shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Marjanovic checked in for the Clippers. Montrezl Harrell comes in for Tobias Harris. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Both shots good from the stripe. Minnesota's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. There's a good screen. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. He's guarded by Williams. Off the mark with the little step back, Johnny. He kicks it to Gallinari over Crawford. Los Angeles with another miss. The Timberwolves trail. Shoots it up. He drains the quick shot. Crawford's got 11 points. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Teodosic, the pass to Gallinari. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight.
Well, this is the classic hot hand, right? If he can keep it up, their lead will be safe.
Crawford kicks to Zhang. There's the pick. Jang with the screen for Crawford. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Well, he gets the separation he needs. You can't say the same for his aim, though.
Timberwolves trail by 3.
Don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
And I think that's exactly what you'll see here, right? They don't want the other team getting that final look.
Now Brooks still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And the rejection by Marjanovic. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Clippers lead by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. We saw Danilo Gallinari lighting it up in the first half. He had 13 points and 3 rebounds. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
So far, I love their commitment on the glass. Even when they were playing well, their rebounding remained a priority. And so far, the other side hasn't matched their efforts.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Minnesota?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
That's a bird's eye view of the Staples Center at sunset. Gorgeous, isn't it, with all of Los Angeles in the background. Welcome back, everyone. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You look at Gallinari, what a contribution.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. And here's Beverly. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Wiggins at small forward with Gibson at the 4. Teague runs the point with Butler at his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Towns in at the 5 spot. And Bradley gets it to go.
Well, nothing the defense can do there. Avery Bradley just stays calm and scores the basketball despite heavy defensive pressure.
And Avery Bradley with arguably his best season last year.
No doubt, Kev. Very efficient shooting the basketball. His rebounding numbers were off the charts. And let's remember, he's 6'2", but plays much bigger.
4 on the clock. With some arc. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Karl Anthony Towns. Over the last month, he has been spectacular, averaging about 22 points per, 17 rebounds, and with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
I think defenses plan to stop him, but very few succeed, Greg, and that's why he's his team's leading scorer.
Everly for 3. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Towns has got his 6th rebound on the night. Teague can't hit.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
Harris dishes to Gallinari. Good, and Harris gets the assist. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead. The Timberwolves shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Teague kicks to Wiggins. He dishes it to Gibson. Pass to Towns. Over Jordan. Towns, no luck.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
Gallinari wide open. And staying with the play, Harris. Harris has got 14 points for the game.
I tell you, they better work out harder on the defensive end to box him out. He's going to live on those second chances.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Wiggins kicks to Towns. A second chance effort. The kick out to T. Gallinari against Wiggins. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Timberwolves.
And when you look at this shot chart, you get a good visual of just how often they are settling for something outside. They have to know that this defense wants them to take those kinds of shots, and they would be a lot better off if they recommit to attacking the basket.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for the Clippers. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations, Tom Thibodeau, says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Minnesota calls timeout.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at #1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
Towns, the screen. The shot by Butler, nobody around. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
I'll tell you this, the entire night, Jimmy Butler has been dictating the pace offensively.
Bradley passes to Jordan. The dish to Harris. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. There's the pick. Bradley up top, defended by Butler. Yep, that one goes in there. Harris has got 16 points. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
Beverly for 3. Great D that time from T.
They're fortunate to be in front given how shaky he's been from the floor tonight.
Wasted no time on that one. Wiggins has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, still working on consistency from range, but improved shot mechanics for Andrew Wiggins.
In the corner, it's Harris. Now the pass to Rivers. This one for 3. Here's Jordan, and he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle, too.
And that's as high percentage as it gets for Jordan. He has shot over 65% for his entire career.
Hey, Greg, when you look at all the dunks that DeAndre Jordan has on his resume, it's pretty impressive.
And Jordan, I feel, is even underrated with his dunking ability. Very agile. You can see that in warm-ups as well as the dunk contest. His unmatched power when attacking the rim, really unprecedented. He may be the best athlete in the league.
And the free throw, no good.
And this spot has always been Jordan's biggest drawback. He's never been able to make his free throws at even a modest rate, and teams are never afraid to put him on the line.
Here's Towns. The Clippers grab the miss. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
Boy, the way he's been going, he is not going to be the guy to turn this around.
Took him no time at all on that one. Rivers has got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers. Minnesota's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's Teague. Towns, the screen. To the middle, up off the screen. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Shot clock at 6. Here's Wiggins. Kept alive. Here's Towns.
And the one thing we know about DeAndre, he's a presence at both ends of the floor. He protects the rim on D just as much as he punishes it at the offensive end.
Bradley dishes to Jordan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And this is his second trip to the line in the game. He misses the free throw. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Zhang's checked in. That one is no good.
I'll tell you, Gorgui Zhang is improving and becoming a value at the center spot with all that length. He challenges shots. He's got a nice face-up touch. There's a lot to like with this guy.
Here's Butler. Butler missing again, and it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 15-6 run, and the basket by Harris.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Timberwolves trail by 14. And with Zhang's length and touch, you feel comfortable playing him at either the 4 or the 5. And also versatile enough, Doris, to play as a starter or off the bench.
Right. It's hard to find a big man who does as much as Gorgui Zhang. He doesn't necessarily dominate in one area, but this guy always finds a way to contribute.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
And the Clippers making a change here. Harrell's checked in. Timberwolves also changing it up. Georges Hunt is checked in, and it's Crawford in for Jimmy Butler. Here's Crawford. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
Well, Taj Gibson's so adept at creating opportunities for his teammates as a screener. It's an underrated aspect of his game.
And Beverly kicks to Harris. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Beverly, the pass to Harris. Back to Beverly from past the arc. Minnesota with the rebound. Zhang's got 4 rebounds in this game. T kicks to Crawford. That one off the back iron and out.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
Harris outside. Fires from the line. Harris missing again. Timberwolves trail by 12. T kicks to Crawford. Great D that time from Jordan.
I don't think the defense is much of a factor there. He just botches the finish.
In the corner, it's Harris. Harris missing again.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Crawford outside. The 3. Crawford missing again.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones. And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, you know, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
Los Angeles leading by 12. Beverly with the ball. He's got 5. Passes to Rivers. Fires the 3. Nailed from three-point land. Rivers has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Los Angeles. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Gibson with the screen on Beverly. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. With this break in the action, we can see the top passing teams in the league, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard. Fourth, the Clippers.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Zhang, a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Crawford. Got it. Good job in the low post. Crawford's got 15 points.
I'll tell you, somebody on the defensive end has got to step in and try to get a body on him there.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. There are far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Marjanovic checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Alinari comes in for Harris. Lou Williams is checked in for Rivers. And Teodosic subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And then for Minnesota, Bielitsa comes in for Taj Gibson. And Brooks subbed in for T. Timberwolves trail by 15. Brooks dishes to Crawford. There's the pick. Now the feed to Zhang. Here's Georges Hunt. Gallinari covering. Dishes it to Brooks. For 3. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Harrell. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Harrell's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
Well, they're certainly connecting on a lot of shots in the second half, generating high percentage looks and really cashing in.
Crawford against Williams. There's the pick. Crawford with another miss.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Teodosic. His 3-pointers off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 17. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Guys, some great passing from them.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Deep 2 from Brooks. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
And you can live with those over-the-back calls sometimes because at least it's an effort play.
Right, because you'd rather have guys playing aggressive and physical than being too timid.
Teodosic, the pass to Harrell. There's a good screen. In the corner, Marjanovic with it. Williams for 3. The shot comes out, and Minnesota now the other way. Here's Crawford. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. Crawford's got 17 now. Los Angeles leading by 15. Here's Teodosic. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Rebound, Minnesota. Bielitsa's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Georges Hunt. Gallinari covering. And Zhang kicks to Bielitsa. No good on the 3. The Clippers shooting well, 52% in the third. They came to play offensively in the second half.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Two shots.
The first one falls. Towns, he's checked in for Minnesota. so he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Timberwolves trail by 16. Crawford, no one around him. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And that's 20 points for Jamal Crawford.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
Here's Teodosic. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. There's a screen by Marjanovic. To the left wing. Harrell dishes to Gallinari. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Everybody hang top. Now look, we got to tighten up our defense down here. Keep them off the line. Move your feet. Concentrate on your body position.
And Tom Thibodeau wanting his team to maintain that aggressive defensive stature, but be really smart about it too, and I can see that.
Yeah, they're stopping the shot, but then you send the guy to the line. That's not going to help you on the scoreboard.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Williams and Gallinari at the 2 and the 3. Harrell is out there with Marjanovic. And it's Teodosic in at the 5. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
Well, that's a plus to Towns' game, right? He was a great free throw shooter in college, and that's carried over.
Andrew Wiggins, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Jimmy Butler comes in for Jamal Crawford. He hits both from the stripe. Clippers leading by 11. Teodosic, the pass to Harrell. Pass to Teodosic. Over Brooks. Teodosic, no good. Minnesota shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Gallinari outside. Here's Teodosic. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Milos Teodosic, one of the bigger names in basketball not to play in the NBA last season, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, the Clippers brought him over from Europe to help kind of ease the loss of Chris Paul. He's a terrific playmaker who is one of the best passers in the world. And not young, but respected by many around the globe.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Teodosic. And the Clippers making a change here. Bradley's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Timberwolves trail by 13. Brooks kicks to Butler. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Butler's got his 3rd assist on the night.
A big-time offensive talent. Towns hits the contested jumper.
Teodosic, the pass to Marjanovic. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Rebound by Bjelica.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
Here's Wiggins. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. He feeds it to Butler. Towns the screen. Off the screen. Shot off the screen. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Towns has got 6 here in this quarter.
Wow, finding more ways to score if that's possible. Towns now burning guys off screens.
There's a screen by Marjanovic. Bradley kicks to Marjanovic. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Kicks to Butler. Shoots over Bradley. And it's Butler missing.
Now that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
No, exactly, Greg, especially when the ball is that deep inside. You've got to respect how he altered that shot.
Timberwolves trail by 11. Here's the teardrop.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. For the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Marjanovic. Harris comes in for Harrell, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Teodosic. Minnesota also with the sub. Gibson's checked in. And both free throws good for Brooks.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Beverley dishes to Bradley. Jordan with the screen on Butler. Bradley passes to Jordan. Puts up a 3. And Patrick Beverley good for 3.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Towns sets the pick for Brooks. Wiggins outside. Towns down low, guarded by Jordan. The offensive rebound. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Towns. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Brooks. Both good from the line that time. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Harris outside. Shoots over Towns. No good that time. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. T kicks to Gibson. There's the screen. Feeds to Towns. Towns controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Now here's Beverly. Jordan with the screen on Teague. Bradley with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. Here's Gallinari. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And he makes the first. Gallinari hits them both. Timberwolves trail by 10. Towns the screen. T kicks to Butler. Here's Towns. Misses off the right iron.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Beverly against T. Here's Towns. Banked in off the glass. Towns has got 24.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Now Beverly. There's a screen. Gallinari inside the three-point line. Hands of the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Butler dishes to T. Wiggins outside. Gibson a screen. Wiggins outside. Inside. And it's blocked by Jordan. And he's able to get it back.
Well, this is a big physical guy himself, and Towns finds other teams trying to bump him off his game.
And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Clippers leading by 6. Jordan the screen. They set the pick. Bradley kicks to Jordan. One-on-one here. Here's Butler. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line.
Well, you see the quick first step, right, guys? Butler catches the defender out of position, gets himself to the charity stripe.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
Jordan kicks to Harris. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 3 assists now in this one. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
Outside Butler. That doesn't go either for Butler.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Here's Beverly, and that one goes long.
No doubt it's been a rough game for him. I don't think he's going to lose any sleep over it as long as they hang on to the lead the rest of the way.
Good on the triple.
Well, this is why you love Jeff Teague. He's so efficient off the dribble. What a pretty play.
And Beverly kicks to Gallinari. Jordan the screen. And stolen by Butler. Here's Wiggins, and again it's Minnesota converting.
Oh, terrific timing on that catch and shoot. Wiggins in complete command.
Here's Harris, and again it's the Clippers missing. The Timberwolves trail. T kicks to Gibson. He dishes it to Butler. Here's Towns. No good. That would have tied it. LA has gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Beverly against T. And the rejection by Towns. They retain possession. They double him with Butler. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gallinari. Los Angeles with another miss. Minnesota shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. That ties the game. And that's now 9 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Beverly the pass to Harris. Jordan with the screen on Gibson. Here's Harris. They can't stop the run with that one. Timberwolves shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Butler with the ball. Now guarded by Brad. Towns up top. Guarded by Harris. And they take the lead. 20 points for Butler.
Yeah, now 1 of 4 here in the fourth quarter.
Beverly dishes to Harris. Jordan the screen. Harris kicks to Gallinari. Over Wiggins, and it's Gallinari again missing. Gallinari's gone 5 of 13 tonight from the floor. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Harris. Beverly the pass to Jordan. Over Gibson, and the rejection by Towns. And here we go. Fast break. Towns has got it. And it's Wiggins missing. The Clippers trail. Here's Bradley, and Butler sends it back.
Terrific anticipation. Butler reads that play, sends it back.
And Towns gets it to go.
Boy, what a quarter for this guy. Just give him the basketball and get out of the way.
Beverly dishes to Harris. Over Gibson. And the Clippers miss again.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Yeah, scoring isn't coming naturally to him right now. Looking a little bit uncomfortable out there.
Yeah, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
You love that they're making their presence felt on the defensive end. You can't afford to be careless with this team.
Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Well, he's just having a lot of fun. When your offense is going like this young man's, Karl Anthony Towns knows no bounds.
And the Clippers call time here. Karl Anthony Towns with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Boy, he's been relentless. And to this point, they haven't had an answer for him on the inside. Let's see if they make some adjustments coming out of the timeout.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Doc Rivers talking with his team. He told them, now's when you turn it on. Leave them in the rearview mirror. I know we can put these guys away. We'll see if they can deliver.
Bradley, no one Misses, and the dry spell continues. Timberwolves leading by 6. Wiggins with it. Now guarded by Gallinari. Wiggins kicks to Gibson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Here's Gallinari, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
Beverly against Teague. He kicks it to Towns. Over Jordan. Towns, no luck. Clippers trail by 6. It counts, and the foul. It's on Jimmy Butler.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
I'll tell you, that's the killer instinct you need to have. You love the attacking mentality near the cup.
That free throw good from Gallinari.
That's exactly who they want at the line, and he comes through again.
T kicks to Gibson. Here's the screen. Pass to Towns. Over Jordan. Bank shot. No good.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, classic example of crowding the shooter, not letting him get comfortable in the mid-range.
Beverly for 3. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
He needs to stop shooting the ball right now. This is hurting his team.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. There's 45 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Bradley. It falls. And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
Teague, the pass to Wiggins. The dish to Towns. Over Harris. Towns, no luck. So, guys, it comes down to this.
Time for your stars to shine.
Bradley kicks to Gallinari. Sinks it.
And that bucket was absolutely huge. A defensive stop now may just seal the deal.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They're behind by 1. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? Enough time that they can run whatever play they're most comfortable with.
You'd think they want to do everything they can to get it to their hot hand.
It falls!
If Taj Gibson gets around the rack, you understand this guy is going to make an opportunity.
And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 1. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
You know what? Enough time that they can run whatever play they're most comfortable with.
You'd think they want to do everything they can to get it to their hot hand.
Jordan, count it!
Well, Kev, that's the court vision of Avery Bradley. Remarkable how he finds these wide-open teammates on a consistent basis.
Wiggins kicks to Butler. Off the pick. Teague dishes to Towns. It falls!
When your stars shine bright in the toughest moments, Towns the look of a superstar.
Here's Gallinari. Oh, that shot had a chance, but no good. So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, how confident are you that you guys can build on this win and keep the momentum going?
Very confident. Like I said, we got a great group of guys. We play together, play hard. We can win.
I know you'll like to keep that going as we go on in the season. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long, everyone.